always a question about like tipping culture, tipping guilt, tipping entitlement. Are you supposed to tip every single time? So Mo sent me this video this morning of what appears to be a delivery driver that has delivered a nice amount of stuff from the back seat of her car.
Yeah, her trunk was completely full with stuff. So she was doing a lot of shopping.
So she is dropping it off, and then the video clips starts, I should say. The video clip starts when they're starting to have this back and forth tension about tipping and not tipping. So there must have been a conversation that she wasn't going to get tipped, or she didn't tip on the app or something.
So is this like from a particular store, or is this just like a generic, like, if it's coming from the trunk of her car, is it like one of those freelance Amazon drivers who are dropping
like
off packages?
Instacart type of thing.
Yeah.
It's one of those. She appears to be like the delivery person for one of the companies.
Probably
from like
Instacart or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
And she's delivering a lot of stuff. So, like I said, the clip starts, and they already have this tension.
I'm going to be sending this back so you can get another delivery.
No, I'm going to be getting my money back. Try calling the
Get your money back. Go ahead.
And then you get arrested for stealing.
Go ahead and call the cops. What? Come on. Where's your phone? Come on. Bring it out.
Are you
Go ahead and call them.
that
Like, at
deranged?
this point, I don't care.
You are so spoiled. No one would want to tip you in the first place.
No, I actually get tons of tips. I get tons of tips.
It's all you do.
I'm
You just
confused
scream
why
at
you guys didn't give me a tip with this big
scream at
batch.
people. You
Do you know how
bully
big this
them.
batch is?
You
I had to
bully
load
them.
it into my car.
Wait, so did
I
you-
loaded Ambrius, you guys, and I brought it to you guys early, by the way.
No.
And that doesn't matter, right?
No,
yeah,
because
because
you're
you're trash.
arguing.
Wait, did you accept this order expecting a big tip? Is that what this
No,
is?
I didn't even leave a tip. She just thinks that she can get something
No,
extra.
I'm not talking
Did
about...
you expect a
If
big
you
tip?
appreciated my service, you would tip me, but clearly you
Why
guys
would I
don't
tip
care.
somebody who's angry?
Who's what? I wasn't angry when I did all of this.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
angry now because you guys didn't tip me.
Well,
you
that's
guys should have
a
tipped me
shame.
and I wouldn't be angry.
Well, guess what?
It's that simple. It's literally simple logic. But
No.
clearly you don't understand
No,
that,
you
right?
don't understand that
yeah,
you don't deserve a
you don't
tip.
understand it. Why don't I deserve a tip?
Look at yourself. Look at your eyes.
Why don't I
Look at
deserve
your
a tip?
trunk. Look at your trunk, and that's the answer.
I'm taking the food back.
You're stealing.
No, I'm taking it back to the store and you guys will
So
give me
you have the receipt and you're just going to return it?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly
That sounds
what
like
it
a
is.
waste of time.
Congratulations, you figured it out.
That sounds like a waste of time.
Working on a
I'm
different
working
path.
now. I'd rather
you're
you
not
deal with it
getting
now.
paid
I'd
for
rather
this.
not have to deal with you
You're
guys.
not
So
getting
that's
paid for
perfectly
it.
fine for
You
fine
literally
with
won't
me.
get.
Oh, that's a fun day at work.
Oh, geez.
That's a lot.
So who's wrong, who's right? Let's start the debate here.
Well, I've never used Instacart, and so for those that have, do you typically tip your delivery person?
Yes, you
Cass.
definitely tip.
Cass, you went in on this from
Yeah.
somebody that said that she was addicted to Instacart for a while, right?
Oh, I still am. I have a membership. I probably use it literally every other day, if not every day. You tip. It's like a standard 20%. So what happens is people do big grocery orders like for $200 or something, and then they don't realize that's going to be a $40 to $50 tip, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not going to give you that." We always tip, and like always, we usually do pickup though. But if it's delivery, you tip, and it's in the order in the beginning, but you can change the tip later on, and you can change it at the beginning. So the driver should have seen if there was a tip or a $0 tip, but I've never been on the driver's side, so I don't know if they can see the tips or not. But as the user, I'm allowed to change that tip up front.
So yeah, I use Instacart quite often as well, and it's what I think happens with a lot of people is there are a lot of different charges if you're not used to that. So you're going to get a delivery fee, you're going to get a service fee. It's a lot of fees, and then when the tip comes in at 20%, like Cass said, it's a pretty hefty tip. I mean, these people are literally shopping for your food, so I have no problem tipping them very well.
It's a premium. You're paying for a premium service, so you don't have to drag your ass to the grocery store.
Absolutely. But sometimes people don't believe it, which this is what I'm taking from this video in the comments. Some people like to tip after the service because they don't like to tip before because they don't know what kind of service they're actually going to get. So
Are you going to get my right? Are you going to give me one banana or a bunch of banana? The person shopping can screw up a lot of things.
Exactly. So some people are more comfortable tipping at the end of it. I'm more comfortable tipping in the beginning because I want you to be happy about picking up food for me. But in this case, I think the woman, she showed up with a lot of groceries. She clearly did a lot of shopping. And I think the woman was waiting to tip her when she got there. But the woman had already showed up with the mindset of you didn't tip me and you weren't going to tip me. And then it seems as if the receiver kind of tried to use her attitude of showing up, not expecting a tip as a reason to not tip her at all. And so at that point, the shopper is like, well, if you're not going to tip me anything, then I'm taking all of these groceries back to the grocery store and you'll have to reorder all of your stuff.
The problem is what's happened with things like I think Instacart and Uber Eats is that drivers really rely on the tips because that's how they get I'm sure they get paid, but that's how they get paid, right? So if you do a run like that and spend all that time and don't get tipped, it's a waste. You could have been working on an order for someone that would have tipped you and paid you out. So, at the end of the day, the problem is calling it a tip. It's not really a tip. You're paying the driver to go shopping, but people don't see it that way.
Here is Brittany. Hey, Brittany, good morning. You're on the Bert Show. Hi.
Hi. I've done service and gig work, and I experience, people tipping before, people tipping after. I myself, when I do these services, I tip afterward. I've had bad experience with delivery drivers in different situations, but I don't think it's right to confront anyone, because when you take these gigs, there's a possibility you may not get tipped. It's just kind of what comes with the job. But I don't think confronting anyone is necessarily the right way to go about it.
Gosh, you just never, I agree with you, of course, but you just never know what somebody's going through. What does she have? Kids at home and she really needs the extra cash, and she goes above and beyond and is thinking, okay, at least I could feed them tonight. I don't know. You just never know.
Yeah, and I see both sides of it. You shouldn't confront anybody, but at the same time, imagine doing an hour of shopping and then you come back to somebody who's not even going to give you $1 for it.
Here is Stephanie, who's an Instacart driver and is livid at that audio. We only got a couple of seconds here, Stephanie, but go ahead and vent.
Yeah, I'm an Instacart, DoorDash, Grubhub, and I see a lot of drivers who get pissed off about not getting tipped, but if you're getting a tip beforehand, and you should never, ever treat a customer like that.
So you're upset at the Instacart driver, not the customer in a case like this. Okay.
Yes.
Appreciate you calling.
The Bert Show.